Hi, welcome back to another one of my videos. And today I will be actually bringing my car down to the workshop to have the transmission and the clutch checked, and probably get the transmission overhaul done. They're probably going to replace the any worn or broken parts and the clutch. I do believe my clutch is almost it's not really slipping, but it's having issues. So I do believe I have to replace my clutch as well. Like when I move off from a complete stop, usually for manual cars, you would do a half clutch and then gas it a little bit and move off. For any other situations, the car is working perfectly fine. But I was in my previous videos talking about like having this gear issue where I couldn't engage in the third or fourth, but after miraculously this issue kind of solved by itself. I don't know why, but now I'm not having any gears issue. Probably the synchro ring is back functioning, or I'm not really sure, but I don't have that mashing gear problems. And then the clutch problem came out, like when I do a half clutch from a complete stop to move off, hey, the car will just judder, it's just vibrate and something like that. On slopes, on inclines, it's even worse. And if I gas it a little bit and release the half clutch, the car will just vibrate so violently that the aluminum plate that I have installed, along with the Gorilla off-road bar beneath the car, it would just vibrate so hard that you can hear the aluminum plate, like the sound of it. So it's quite an issue. So I've just kind of like got it around driving with this issue. Basically, I would just release the half clutch from like on a complete stop. To move off, I would not gas it, because gassing it will make it even worse. The car will vibrate even more violently. I would just half clutch slowly and just release it slowly. It would just judder a little bit more violently, and then the car would just moved off, and then I could just gas the car once the clutch is completely disengaged. Once the clutch is completely engaged, once I release the clutch pedal completely, the car will just move normally. No issues, anything else from second, third, fourth, fifth to sixth. It's just on low speed, complete stop, where when I depress the clutch pedal, when I release it, either in first gear or reverse, the car will just judder like really, it's quite bad. So I do believe that the clutch might be not catching the flywheel properly or something, but we'll see how, because I'm not a mechanic. I mean, I don't know what's the actual issue with the clutch until the mechanic or the shop remove it and give me a proper diagnosis of the problem. And I actually wanted to have my car fixed before the Golden Week here in Japan, like 10 super long days. But before that, when I called my local garage, the garage that always I do my maintenance with that shop, they were telling me that they don't really do clutch. Even though if they will fix it, they will have to send the clutch out or the transmission out. No, they do clutch. I'm sorry. But they don't do transmission overhaul. So if I bring it to the shop, they would just remove the transmission and have to ship it out to another vendor who will do the transmission overhaul for me, which I didn't want that. I wanted a shop to do everything for me. They could change the clutch, and not an issue, and they couldn't do it. So I was looking at other shops, and I live like in Nagano, and then the next prefecture in Gunma. There's a really really good shop there. It's called Arai Motorsports. If you don't know Arai Motorsports, it's basically like a workshop run by Arai Toshi, which is one of the best rally drivers in Japan, and he was even being like invited to the Subaru USA YouTube channel. On one of these channel, he was actually flown to US to try out the motocross, but he didn't really, you know, take it very far there. But he's like one of the best rally drivers in Japan, and his workshop is called Arai Motorsports. So I called them up. And wanted to get my car fixed during the Golden Week, but his team was out in like Kyushu doing the rally, so there weren't really the proper mechanic weren't around his shop, so they couldn't do it for me. And they, like every other shop I called, they only were only available after the Golden Week, which is like this week or the week before, rather previous week before. I was working. I was a little bit busy. Like I didn't really have time to bring my car down. So like today, I made a schedule last week that I'm gonna bring my car down today. So I'm really excited. To see what the problem is. So yeah, I mean, I'll bring my car down later, like to Arai Motorsports, and they would just remove the transmission and open it up and see what's the issue, and if there's any broken parts, they just order it and replace it. And for the clutch itself, I was looking around for clutches, because a clutch is not something that you can change like every 4 months. It depends. You put it in the new clutch, you're probably gonna drive it for like 3-5 years, and depending on the usage and your mileage. But if the clutch is not slipping, if there's no issues, most people would not go and change the clutch. It's not something that you get to do it every now and then. So I thought to myself, might as well put in a high performance clutch, give the car a little bit more fun factor, maybe a little bit faster acceleration and whatnot. But I was looking at it, and basically here in Japan, the two most famous clutch the company that make clutches are like Ogura Clutch and Ogura Racing Clutch, and the other one was that a OS Giken. Either one, it's really good, and apparently Arai Motorsports have like a connection with Ogura Racing Clutch, because they're both based in Gunma. Both companies are based in Gunma, so they have like this connection thing. So on their website, on the Arai Motorsports website, they also have their own like Arai brand racing clutch, which is basically made to the specifications of Arai Motorsports, but the clutch is basically made by Ogura Racing Clutch. So I was looking into that, and with the comparisons between the one offered by Arai Motorsports and Ogura Racing Clutch, there are differences, but I'm not really sure what the differences are. And so I decided to skip OS Geekend, because OS Geekend is another really good company. But it'll be more expensive to get the workshop to bring in this OS Geekend, which they do not have like business relationships with. So yeah, back to the clutch. So basically I'm pretty much stuck with Ogura Racing Clutch, and I was looking into it, and initially I wanted a twin plate metal clutch, because apparently it's a lot quicker acceleration, and a lot of other pros that I've kind of read up, but I can't really remember. But the downside is that it's not easy to drive a car with a twin plate metal clutch, and my car, it's a daily driver. I do stop and go at traffic lights and on inclines and everything. So if you put in a twin plate like a metal clutch, you will have to feather the accelerate the gas pedal before you can half clutch it, because the biting point is just so like the window is so narrow that it's not like a regular car. We can half clutch it and then move off and then gas in. You have to give the car a bit of gas, feather it before you can release the clutch, because you probably stall your car. It's just the biting point is just so low. And a lot of people are advising me, if you're not tracking a car, if you're not doing anything extreme with your car, if it's a daily driver, sometimes you just do a little bit free spirited driving, a twin plate metal clutch will be an overkill. I mean, you will probably regret it later. So everyone was telling me, like, stick to the single plate clutch is more than enough. And clutch is basically it's which clutch you use, it depends on how much power your car puts out. It's just that holding power thing. So with that in mind, I have decided to go for a single plate clutch instead of a twin plate clutch. And the problem with any of these aftermarket performance clutches is that the sound when it disengages is so noisy, because basically either single plate or twin plate or triple plate, there is like this little metal diaphragm inside. So when the clutch is fully engaged, there's nothing moving around. The engine is transmitting the proper power to the flywheel, to the clutch, to the gears, to the wheels. Everything is connected together. There's no sound. But the moment you depress your clutch pedal and the clutch is disengaged, there's this rattling metal diaphragm that makes this like really loud rattling metal sound. So everyone outside around the car will probably think that there's something wrong with your car, but I mean, on a race car, sound is not an issue, but for everyday driving, it might be a little bit noisy for some people. But I mean, I could live with it because I live out in the woods. I don't really drive to the big city, so it's not really a big issue. So even if I bring the car down to a big city, that sound is not an issue for me because my exhaust is really loud. I mean, um, the more the merrier, But yeah, I mean that's not an issue for me. So I decided to get a single plate clutch for the ease of driving this car daily, and also even though it's a single plate clutch, I do believe there'll be a slight performance upgrade over the regular clutch that's offered, that came with the car. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go with that. And the clutch I'm actually looking at is the Ogura Racing clutch, the Metal Series, a 409D, which the D stand for like dampen, because I definitely want a dampen clutch. If you you know um, clutch that are not dampened will be really harsh on the transmission, because there's no like cushioning there, and then once it engages, it's just locked on, and so it's really fast for the car for quick accelerations, and then but in the long run you're gonna wear out your transmission as well. So I would probably get a dampened clutch. And recently I think I was like figuring out with the navigation for like a 3 to 5 minutes, and I was like parking at like the car park beneath this like mansion in Tokyo, and this old lady came down. I was like 9 p.m. in the night, and she was knocking at my glass. I was like, whoa, what the hell? And she was like, can you please shut the damn car off? It's like super noisy. I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's very noisy. If you're not gonna shut the car off, you're not gonna leave, I'm gonna call the cops. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm just figuring out the navigation. Okay, I'll leave. Like, it's the first time somebody actually told me, because my car was very, very, very noisy, which I don't really think is like that noisy. And like yesterday, like today is like a really gloomy weather, so I'm not it's like really sleepy. Yesterday was a little bit hot, so I took the opportunity yesterday to just clean up the entire car. I spent 4 hours like washing just the outside of the car. I washed it. I removed all the insect splats that I got over the highways, and then I waxed it, and then I cleaned up the new T37 Saga wheels. It's like the first time I actually washed these wheels, so I really babied them. I cleaned them up nicely, and then clean off any like water and everything, and then lubricate the Project Kicks hollow lug nuts there, so that they don't rust, and shine and rubber shine the Michelin Pilot Sport tires. So get the car prepped up, and probably gonna I will not probably I'm bringing the car down like later to the Arai Motorsports workshop, which is about like an hour or maybe 2 hours drive from my place. It's in Isesaki. So if you guys are in town, and if you like rallies and stuff, if you want to get your car like tune up, just bring it down to Arai Motorsports. I mean, they do specialize in like Subaru WRXs, because Arai Toshi, the rally driver, actually drives like a WRX SDI, like the latest model. So yeah, basically I'm like 13 minutes down to the video. Have not done like videos like that for a while now. I mean, the last one was probably about the T37. So I went down and picked that. But yeah, basically, yeah, thanks for checking out my videos. I do really appreciate your support. So if you have not clicked the subscribe button, please do. If I can like get a decent number of subscribers, I promise you, I will send out one random package. Of one not to one lucky subscribers anywhere in the world. So yeah, help me out on that. Okay. In the meantime, take care, and see you in future videos. Bye.